Virginia This Morning with Greg McQuaid, Cheryl Miller, Jessica Nall, and Bill Bevins. And now, Virginia This Morning on CBS 6.
Well, hello again. I'm Greg McQuaid, and welcome to our live show, Virginia This Morning. We jump right into the VTM kitchen with some yummy pies. Last week, we gave you the opportunity to submit your favorite pie recipe for the chance to win a wonderful prize courtesy of our friends at Broadway in Richmond as they bring the hit musical Waitress to stage next week. Well, the two finalists were announced on February 4th, and they are here to compete for the grand prize. First up, Michelle Caher from her signature Swift Creek Berry Farm blueberry pie. Michelle, congratulations, first of all. Nice to see you. All right, so we're going to be making this blueberry pie. How long have you been in the kitchen baking?
I started baking as a teenager for fun, and I still do it for fun. And I try to incorporate my children into the process.
Passing it on as a generational thing.
Exactly.
Is this a family favorite, this blueberry pie?
It is. It's very flavorful because I get the berries from Swift Creek Berry Farm. So they're big and plump. And also, there's no cooking, so my 3-year-old can do every step of this.
Really?
And she gets right up on a chair, and she can do all of this.
Great, because I'm at the level of a 3-year-old in the kitchen. So let's jump in. Where do we begin?
All right.
Tell us about all of these ingredients that we have here as well.
The first thing we're going to do is make the crust.
Okay.
And this is a simple crust. You just put in a cup of cold butter. You want to cut it up. Otherwise, when you turn your mixer on, your flour is going to go everywhere.
Aha.
2.5 cups of flour.
2.5 cups of flour. And that cup of butter equals 2 sticks. Okay.
2 sticks, that's right. And a teaspoon of salt. And then you just let the mixer do its thing.
Mm-hmm. And it's on low?
Yeah, you put it on low because you're going to make a mess otherwise.
Right.
So you just mix up an egg and add about a tablespoon of vinegar. I use apple cider vinegar because I like to get that just little extra fruit in there. Fruit flavor, and then a 1/4 cup of very cold water.
Of cold water. Why is the cold water so important there, Michelle?
As long as the butter is cold and the water is cold, it helps the crust be more flaky.
More flaky, that's what you found.
Yes.
Is baking sort of trial and error? Is that what you found over the years?
No.
No?
No. Baking is a science.
It's a science.
It's science, it's chemistry, it's how all of the ingredients meld together and react to each other.
So it has to be spot on because then you'll taste it or see it in the end result.
Exactly.
Okay.
So you just mix up your eggs and your water and your vinegar, and then you just pour it in there. And the mixer will do all of the work.
So you're whisking almost as you're pouring that in.
Yeah, I just like to get the egg nice and mixed up. And then you can turn it up a little as things start to incorporate.
When do we know that it's done? Is it by eye, Michelle?
Yes, you'll know.
You'll know.
Yes, because it's all going to pull together, and it'll be a big ball of dough. When you pull it out, there's almost nothing else in the bowl. You don't leave
you
a
can
lot
see it almost coming together. As like
exactly.
Tell me about the prep work for something like this. What do you like to do?
You have all of these things in your kitchen. So this stays right on the countertop, and everything is around it. This is a really quick pie.
I love it. And you can see this coming together looking like almost Play-Doh.
Like dough, exactly. That probably could go another minute or so, but you just pull it out, roll it all into one big ball. We'll just take out this. It's really soft and moist. You're going to flour your tabletop, roll it into a ball, flatten it, and roll it out.
Okay,
and then
just
you have
like
pie
this?
crust, just like that.
Okay.
And you
and it's not perfect, right, Michelle? I mean, it's okay. It doesn't have to be a perfect circle.
Right, because you're going to trim the edges and roll them under. You're never going to see that in your finished pie.
Okay.
All right, so you put the first one in your pie shell. You take
so we have 2.
You take about 4 cups of blueberries, and then in a separate bowl, you want to take 3/4 cup of sugar.
3/4 cup of sugar.
3 tablespoons of cornstarch.
Okay.
That is what helps the juices thicken in the pie as it cooks.
The cornstarch does? Interesting. Okay.
There are many ways to do it. Cornstarch is really easy, and again, if you're cooking with a 3-year-old, it's easy. Or if you're in a hurry, you can get one of these pies made in the time it takes for a Paw Patrol episode to run.
You've timed it out, huh?
Yes. That was a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. and a half a teaspoon of cinnamon. You just stir that all together.
And you don't really need a lot of cinnamon too, Michelle, right?
No,
the cinnamon
it's just
has
a
that
taste.
really distinct
Yeah,
taste, and you don't want to overpower it.
Exactly, yeah, you just wanted a little taste in
Okay.
there. Stir it all up and pour it right into those berries.
Okay. Do you taste the difference when you get local berries as opposed to store-bought berries from, say, California or New Mexico?
Yes. Now, in the off-season, you can use store-bought berries, and these berries can be frozen or fresh, either way.
Okay.
If they're frozen, don't thaw them out, just throw them in.
Throw them in even if they're frozen.
And then you just mix these up so that these berries get nicely coated with the mixture. You'll have a lot, when you pour these in, there'll be a lot of that at the bottom, and you just want to spread that around on top.
There's no mistaking what kind of pie this is, right?
No, it is all blueberry. And then you just pour those right into your pie shell.
I'm surprised that there's not more sugar. I mean, 3/4 of a cup, but I guess the blueberries have a lot of sweetness
too. Berries are very sweet already, and the sugar will help pull the sweetness out of the berry.
Really?
If you put sugar on a fruit and sit it on your countertop for half hour, an hour, it will create a juice that's very sweet. So that
a little
works
sugar on top of the fruit, and it doesn't need to marinate overnight.
Right.
This is just a half hour, 60 minutes.
Yeah, and then you can make strawberry shortcake or all sorts of things, but that works
Chock
with
full
pretty
of tips
much
here.
all
I love
berries.
this. Okay.
All right, and then you just take your second pie crust.
Michelle, do we need to refrigerate?
I missed a step.
No, that's okay. Do we need to refrigerate the pie crust once it's done, or can it just sit out?
No, because this goes so fast.
That's so
you can
fast.
do
Okay.
it.
Like you said, Paw Patrol.
Yep. The rule when making fruit pie is to dot the fruit with butter. I forget this step more than half of the time, and the
Dot
pies
it with
come
butter.
out
What
fine.
will this do?
It's supposed to help with the thickening and to keep it from bubbling up like mine did.
Okay. The bubbling is okay, though.
The
It looks nice.
Yeah, the bubbling does two things. It lets you know it's done because the cornstarch has to be really hot in order to work.
Because you said the cornstarch draws it all together.
Correct.
Okay.
Right. All right, so then you just lay the other one on top, grab some scissors,
Sprinkle
and
it with butter.
trim.
And though that was not many cubes of butter that went in there. It was like
No,
5 or 6,
it was like
right?
a tablespoon of butter just cut up into pieces.
Let me move this microphone cord for you. Here we go. Okay. And are these special scissors?
These are my kitchen shears,
Kitchen
but they're
shears, okay.
Yeah.
And preheating the oven?
Oh, preheat the oven to 375.
375?
Good call.
Because it looks good just to eat right now.
And it'll be preheated by the time you get this far.
Oh, man.
And then you can do 1,000 things. There are people who make braids and make these very fancy or cut out shapes, and I have a 3-year-old.
But you're
I
looking
do
at the
it
time,
very
Paw Patrol
simple
is
way.
almost ending.
Exactly.
So you've got to get this in there,
That's
right?
right. That's right. So you just roll
And what's
the
your 3-year-old's
ends
name?
down. Phoebe.
Phoebe, what a great name. Please tell Phoebe we said hello.
I will.
Hope she's watching us and not Paw Patrol.
She's in preschool. She
preschool.
asked me to not go on TV
Why is
until
that?
she got home at noon.
Oh. It's called DVR.
Exactly.
There we go. We can tell her it's live.
She'll
the
never
magic of
know.
television. All right, so we have 30 seconds left. We're just doing this, kind of making some
All right.
dimples, 375. How long is it going to be in the oven for?
About 45 minutes. When you see it bubble up, it's done. And you can also crimp all the way across or all the way around, just to give it a little extra shape.
All right, Michelle, we're done right here. We have to base that a little bit.
You want to cut some
Like
slits,
little air holes, slits right
to
there.
let the steam out. Brush it with an egg wash.
And you're
sprinkle
all
it with
set.
sugar. Throw it in
All
the
right.
oven.
Michelle, thank you so much.
Thank
Tell Phoebe
you.
we said hello.
I will, thank you.
We're going to post this recipe on our show website by early this afternoon at WTVR.com/VTM. Bill, do you have your fork?
I have my fork, and I had a little drool coming there. So, but look what we got over here. More pie is coming. This is Cynthia Spicer, and she's our other finalist, and we'll showcase her signature peanut butter pie. Yeah, we're going to dig into some of that when our live show continues. Don't miss it. Cheryl, there's still more, right?
There is more in store today. We have a